all assets in the world currently equal about $900 trillion. Not 900 trillion of paper money, of purchasing power, and you divide it by 21 million. That number equals 43 million. So if you had a small percentage of a Bitcoin, that would be enough to live forever. And it's just...
Wait. What? Why?
Because...
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Jeff Booth, tech entrepreneur and author, breaks down how much Bitcoin you really need for financial freedom. Ready to rethink money? Let's dive in.
From that system, you're living in the first global free market that has ever existed. And from that system, prices fall every year. Prices, as we automate, as AI moves faster and faster, as AI merges with robotics, as the free market adds more people to the free market, and those ideas compete to provide us value, prices fall forever relative to that 43 million. So that 43 million gains more and more value forever. So if you had a small percentage of a Bitcoin in time, that would be enough to live forever. And it's just, all we're talking about is the timing of when that happens rather than does that happen. So
I think, and I appreciate our conversation so much, Jeff, because I think you take me out of that perspective. I mean, it's very difficult. You're the one that actually told me this. It's very difficult to imagine that system within the existing system.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It isn't in the system. In other words, you have to use first principles and then ask what will happen because of that, what will happen because of that, what will happen because of that. Because when I think about this, I think about all of our mental lattice, all of our books, every single other thing we've ever written is within the system. We've always lived in a control system. It's never been a global free market. We've always co-opted money. When people say gold is actually the store of value, it hasn't. It's failed many times. It gets repriced. It gets centralized. If gold was actually the price that the free market says it is, it should be about $80,000 an ounce. So it's suppressed through derivative instruments. It's suppressed. Nobody knows how much gold each central bank has, and you have a paper currency on top. That gold isn't audited every 10 minutes. So we pretend it acted like a store of value because it acted like a better store of value than other stores of values.
Yeah.
But we don't have a mental model for what a real store of value, or not a store of value, a real network protocol bounded by energy looks like, because all of the stuff is in our mind is in this other system.
Robert Kiyosaki is sounding the alarm loud and clear. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad author just dropped a chilling warning on social media. The Civil War has begun. Pointing to violent ICE raids in Los Angeles and rising global unrest from Japan to France, he predicts a long, hot, violent summer that could spiral into worldwide chaos. But here's the real kicker. Kiyosaki says this turmoil isn't random. It's part of an 80-year cycle described in The Fourth Turning, where societies face massive upheaval, just like during the Great Depression or the American Civil War. And at the heart of this crisis, a broken money system. Kiyosaki isn't holding back. He calls fiat currency fake money, accusing central bankers of stealing wealth through inflation and manipulation. His survival plan: ditch cash, go hard on gold, silver, and above all, Bitcoin. Gold and silver are God's money, he says. Bitcoin is people's money. With trust in governments crumbling and financial instability spreading, Kiyosaki's message is urgent. Stop saving worthless paper. Take control. Stack sound money or get left behind. As global tensions rise, his bet on Bitcoin as the ultimate safe haven looks more relevant than ever. Will you listen?
What's stopping Bitcoin from not following in the footsteps of gold in terms of it potentially being captured? And I'll give a little bit of context. We have 3% of the supply apparently owned by MicroStrategy. The vast majority of the ETFs are custodying their Bitcoin with Coinbase. It's a tremendous amount of trust. right? And just one institution really that's custodying the Bitcoin for all of these institutions, all the, these public companies as well. Isn't that exactly what happened to gold?
Exactly. And it's a really good question because of that. And because of that, it should break your mind out of the trap that it's in. It won't for all Bitcoiners, but it will for some and over time. But I put a bar, at least for me in Bitcoin, when how I keep saying over and over and over again, if it stays decentralized and secure. That's my caveat to Bitcoin, repricing the entire system. What would not make it stay decentralized and secure? One of the things is exactly what you talk about. If in over 5,000 years in history, we've always centralized and we've always believed that inflation is natural and deflation is unnatural, then it's not Bitcoin, it's us that centralizes.
Is it human nature?
It's human nature. It's
Okay.
greed, fear, and fear. In fact, a lot of control mechanisms are created by creating fear in us. That then we give our control, we give our time away through fear because somebody else will protect us, right? And so that's an age-old trick. It's how false flags work. It's how to be able to create that fear. If I knew everything about Bitcoin and I couldn't stop it every other way, I did social attacks, I did climate, it's bad for the climate, I did all of these things. If I couldn't stop it, what I would do is I would try to co-opt it. If I knew everything that I knew and I was an adversary, I would try to co-opt it. I would say, I'm so for this, we're going to regulate it to make sure that our country wins on it. And I would get people to trust my centralized coin because it was safe, right?
That sounds very familiar, Jeff.
So all of the actions that we see here, and then what would those people be doing? What those people would be doing over time, many of the Bitcoiners today would make so much money in that centralized system that they wouldn't be Bitcoiners anymore, right? They would be trading their I've won, they would move over this. They would be moving out of self-custody.
Ethereum is gearing up for a major breakout, and the signs are everywhere. Surging futures open interest, relentless institutional buying, and a hidden bullish divergence on the charts all point to one thing. Ethereum could be headed for $3,000 and beyond. Let's start with the futures market. Over the past 30 days, Ethereum's open interest has exploded by 40%, jumping from $26 billion to a staggering $36 billion. That kind of surge doesn't happen by accident. It's a clear signal that traders are betting big on Ethereum's next move. And when open interest climbs while prices consolidate, like Ethereum has between $2,300 and $2,800, it often foreshadows a massive breakout. But futures aren't the only fuel for this rally. Spot Ethereum ETF are on fire, racking up 4 straight weeks of inflows, adding nearly 100,000 Ethereum to their holdings. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, is quietly gobbling up Ethereum at an alarming pace, snapping up $500 million worth in just 10 days. With 1.5 million Ethereum, $2.7 billion, already in custody, it's clear Wall Street isn't just dabbling, they're all in on Ethereum's long-term potential. Now, let's talk charts. Ethereum's 4-hour price action shows a hidden bullish divergence where Ethereum forms higher lows while the RSI dips lower. This sticky signal often precedes explosive upside moves. Even more telling, Ethereum has reclaimed the midline of the Gaussian channel, a powerful trend indicator. The last 2 times this happened, Ethereum skyrocketed 93% in 2023 and a mind-blowing 1,820% in 2020. If history repeats, we could see Ethereum surge toward $3,100 to $3,600 in the coming weeks. Bottom line, the pieces are falling into place. Institutional money is flooding in, technicals are flashing green, and the market is coiled for a breakout. Will Ethereum smash through $3,000? All signs say yes, and it might not stop there. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.